Disinformation never stops, and neither do we. Welcome to StopFake, the place where we set the record straight on fakes about Ukraine. I'm Romeo Kokriatski, and this week we debunk yet another claim that Ukraine's military shot up a civilian bus in the Donbas. Then we set the record straight about Ukraine buying gas from Russia, and tell you how many Russian-language schools there really are in the Ukrainian capital. So let's get to it. Scores of Russian media reported this week that the Ukrainian military fired on a passenger bus in the Donbas. They report that the alleged shooting happened in the gray zone, the swath of neutral territory between the Ukrainian army and the Russian-backed separatists. One person died as a result of the shooting, and another was wounded. Representatives of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republics, or DPR, blamed the shooting on the Ukrainian army. In an interview with the Russian propaganda agency Anna News, DPR leader Alexander Zakharchenko said this shooting is a sign of worse things to come, and that now Ukrainians don't even hesitate to shoot at civilians. However, according to a January 22nd OSCE Special Monitoring Mission report from the region, while accompanied by an armed DPR member, OSCE monitors recorded 2 bullet holes on a passenger bus at the Olenivka checkpoint. The report estimates the shots came from small arms fire from a western direction. In a video posted by a crowd-funded journalist working on the separatist side, a DPR representative says the bus was traveling from Ukraine to Donetsk and had passed the gray zone and was at the DPR customs point. He also estimates that the bullets were either 5.45 or 7.62 millimeters, the calibers of the 2 most commonly used types of Kalashnikov rifles, with a 1-kilometer range. According to the war zone map, the areas west of the Olenivka checkpoint are controlled by the DPR. The man wounded in the shooting confirms it occurred at the DPR checkpoint. He says he was treated at the checkpoint medical tent. Comments on the Donetsk forum by passengers on the bus in question also confirmed the bus was at the checkpoint when the shots were fired. One eyewitness wrote, "I don't know who was shooting and from where. I know it was machine gun fire, and it could not have traveled so far from Ukraine." According to Ukraine's anti-terrorist operation press, the midday shooting of a passenger bus at the separatist checkpoint is a cynical attempt to discredit Ukraine's military in the eyes of the local population. Russian propaganda site Ukrainian.ru declared this week that Ukraine has recognized the commercial profitability of Russian gas imports. Russian newspaper Vzгляд goes even further, claiming that purchasing half the gas Ukraine consumes from Russia is a very rational and market-oriented decision, while the Pravda TV website stated that only the courts could force Kyiv to buy cheap gas from Russia. Otherwise, Ukraine would persist in overpaying Europe and deceiving its population. They all cite a television interview with Ukraine's state gas company Naftogaz chairman Andrei Kobylev as the source for their fake claim. At the center of this fake story is the Stockholm Arbitration Tribunal decision regarding the take-or-pay gas dispute between Ukraine and Russia. Ukrainian.ru claims Kobylev called the court decision one that opens up the possibility of cooperation with Russia, a good opportunity to reduce energy costs, and recognize that the import of Russian gas is commercially viable for Ukraine. Ukraine's 2009 gas contract with Russia was negotiated by then Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko and Russian President Vladimir Putin. It was at the center of Ukraine's Stockholm Arbitration Tribunal claim. The terms of the contract dictated that Ukraine pay Russia for gas even when it did not take delivery of it. In an interview with Ukraine's Channel 5 television station, Andrei Kobylev explained that the Stockholm Arbitration Tribunal overruled the 2009 Ukraine-Russia gas contract and said that instead of purchasing over 50 billion cubic meters of gas from Russia, Ukraine must only purchase 4 or 5, and only until the end of 2019, the year the contract expires. The tribunal also ruled that the purchase price for Russian gas should be less than what Ukraine pays for the gas it buys from Europe. Ukraine needs approximately 10 billion cubic meters of gas annually. Buying half of that from Russia, as per the new terms of the contract, is a rational and market-based decision, Kobylev said. Ukraine spent 3 years arguing the punitive gas contract at the Stockholm Arbitration Tribunal. During those 3 years, Kyiv did not purchase any Russian gas. Our last fake this week involves the claim that Russian schools have been completely eliminated from Kyiv. Only 7% of Ukrainian children are learning Russian, declared the Kremlin stalwart Ukraina.ru. Ukraine eliminates all Russian schools in the left bank, blared Novorossiya Inform. Ukrainian betrayal, not even one Russian school left in Kyiv, bemoans the propaganda outlet Novosnoye Agentstvo Kharkiv. The source for these fake stories appears to be a report on Ukrainian television channel 112, examining which languages Ukrainian children are being taught in. Channel 112 uses a graphic it attributes to the Ukrainian Ministry of Education and claims that 92% of Ukrainian children attend Ukrainian language schools. 7% go to Russian schools, and the remaining 1% attend Hungarian, Romanian, and Polish language schools. Responding to StopFake's inquiry about the number of Russian language schools in the capital, the Kyiv State City Administration informed us that in the 2017-2018 school year, there are 16 fully functioning Russian language schools. 9 of those schools are dual language, which students can choose whether they want to learn in Ukrainian or Russian. Since 2014, the number of Russian language schools in the Ukrainian capital has decreased by only 3 schools. That's all we have time for this week. There are more dissected fakes on our website at StopFake.org, so please give us a click. Be vigilant, respect your intelligence, and don't consume fakes. If you spot any disinformation about Ukraine, send it to us for a truth autopsy. I'm Romeo Kokriatski, and this is StopFake. Thanks for watching.